In Wadsworth, Illinois. And this is Be Strong Families webinar series, Staying Strong and Positive for Ourselves and Our Children. We've been going daily since March of 2020, and everybody knows what started in March of 2020. So we are here. I'm with Tunga Otis. I'm delighted, a regular presenter for us, and this is our Physical Vitality Week. As you're coming into the room, if you could go to the chat and pull up the drop-down menu to say panelists and attendees, and then just say hi and where you're joining from. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. I'm joining from Wadsworth, Illinois, which is my new home, moving from Evanston. It's amazing. It's like an ex-urban place. It's like 10 minutes in one direction, I can get to like a mall, and 10 minutes in the other direction, I'm in the country. Betty joining from St. Gabriel, Louisiana. And hi, Heather from Abilene, Texas, and Marissa and Jennifer from Joliet. Nice to see you. Yeah, everybody thought I was going to be, they were worried about me out in the country by myself. And I was like, you know what? It's a busy street I'm on, actually, but I could get, anyway, I've talked about it before. I'm delighted to be where I am. It's 11:59. Hi, Elva from Springfield, Illinois. Welcome. Delighted to be here today. Thursday, our last webinar of the week before our cafe tomorrow. And we're on physical vitality. So we're going to get started in about 30 seconds here. Jahira's in the background. She's making sure everything runs smoothly for all of us. Grateful to Jahira. And we are going to talk. I'm standing at my standing desk because that seems appropriate for a time when we're talking about like getting moving. So
right, exactly. You're ahead of the game.
Chair in front of my standing desk, so that I do actually spend a fair amount of time sitting at my standing desk, but I do remember to pump it up every so often. So
good deal. That's all you got to do.
So welcome everyone, and it's 12 o'clock, so we're going to get started. And Jody's already way down the line. Today's topic is getting moving, incorporating exercise in our daily routine. And I'm here with Tunga Otis, and you're joining from, is that Arkansas, right? Or Mississippi. Anyway, next slide, Jahira. The chat is the primary way to engage, although you can also raise your hand. If you raise your hand, Jahira will unmute you. You'll unmute yourself, and then you'll be able to talk. And whenever we do anything at Be Strong Families, we have agreements in recognition that we co-create this safe space together. And these are our agreements. If you can agree to these agreements for today, for this hour, do like Jody did and type in "I agree," directed to all panelists and attendees. That would be fabulous. Hey, Crystal, you gotta make it to all panelists and attendees. Hi, Stephen. Welcome, Stephanie, Autumn. Nice. Okay, so as I said, we're here with Tunga Otis, and it's a great topic. And I think today's webinar, because we have a guest presenter, is going to be a little longer. So stay as long as you can. We've been doing half hour, but I think this one's an hour, so or close to an hour. So Tunga, welcome, and we're delighted to have you. And I'm excited to get moving.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me back. I missed you guys. It's been a while. But I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad to be talking about something that I love. You know, I usually have my family engagement hat on where I'm talking about something to do with young children or children for families, but I'm glad to put on my other hat and talk about fitness and getting moving. So I'm ready to get the show on the road. So, you know, some of you might be like me, Kathy. I don't know if you're like me or not, but you know, I've kind of stayed away from the gym for the last year, and I was a gym rat. And you know, it seems like I don't have a lot of spare time to fit exercise in anymore. And some days I'm just not even really motivated to do anything movement-wise. So if you're like me and you're experiencing some of those same things, I just really want to take some time today and say, hey, you're not alone, and getting active and moving every day it's really easier than we think it is. And we can fit some movement and some fitness into even the craziest of schedules. So today I just want to share some tips and some ideas to get you moving, and some ideas if you're already, have an exercise plan, or you're already moving, something to kind of hype it up or add to it a little bit. So these are some of my ideas. I know Kathy's got some ideas, and I know you all have a wealth of ideas that you'd like to share too. So, I always want people to chime in, and I want you to share some of your ideas, some of your struggles, some of the things that you might suggest for us to do. So really today, since I'm a certified personal trainer in my part-time and a group fitness trainer in my part-time, I always have friends ask me, what do I need to do? What can I do to get a little bit more fit? Or what I need to do to start an exercise plan? Or what I need to do to lose these extra pounds right here? And I always tell them, you just need to start small and find some things that you like to do and do them, and make fitness something that's conscious and it's a priority in your life. So I'm going to share some tips and ideas today, and we're just going to go down the list, and we'll just kind of talk about each one of the tips. And of course, over the course of time, we will be getting up and moving. So hopefully you got a little space around you, because we're going to be getting up and moving really shortly. So the first thing I want to tell people do, you got to start anything by getting off to a great start. Anytime you really want to incorporate movement into your life and you really haven't moved a lot, if you've got any kind of underlying health conditions, or if you have had any kind of injuries, you always need to get a physician's advice. And I would always encourage everybody to do that. But I also encourage people to start slowly. If you're like me, Kathy, you're guilty of probably going from 0 to 100 when you get something in your mind to do fitness-wise, or maybe not. I
have been. I tend to try to ramp up really quickly. Because I've been at different points in my life, I've been in pretty good shape, so I kind of have that in my mind as, oh, I can do that. And then, as you were saying, this year, I think I've pretty much told everybody this, but I was living in an apartment, and after a couple of things happened in November, I just basically stopped going out, and when I did go out, I took the elevator down to the basement where my car was, and then I got in my car. So I think I probably got the equivalent of less than 1,000 steps a day, walking from my bedroom to the kitchen to the office, to room and back. So and then when I got started again, I moved. And so I moved to a house, and there's stairs in the house, and I had to, move boxes. Moving is a physical process.
Very much
and
so.
Walk up to the curb to get the mail, or walk up to the curb to take the trash out, or whatever. I started getting a lot more steps. And to me, I was surprised how taxing it was initially, because when I'm active, I have this template of me being super active. So I think that what's really hard for me is that middle ground and ramping up slowly. I don't know if that's hard for anybody else, or what your relationship in the chat is to going from being relatively sedentary to being active. What is people's experience?
I definitely understand, because I went from a place of being super active to being non-active, and then feeling the guilt when I started moving into that middle ground. I'm like, this is not enough. This is not enough. And I had to talk to myself. I'm like, okay, this is enough. You're moving, you're taking care of yourself, and anything you're doing beats nothing. And there are so many different things that you do over the course of the day, as far as, like you said, it's from moving boxes to doing housework, to doing some yard work, all of those things.
I'm telling you, Tunja, when I was sweeping because I had some people doing painting and some other stuff in the house, and there was so much dust all over the place, and I was sweeping, and I was getting like active minutes on my Fitbit, like cardio minutes on my Fitbit. And I was like, wow. And then though, the thing is, I don't know if anybody else has had this, but there's also a certain amount of shame about how hard things are. Like, just, I think when I went from like 1,000 or 2,000 steps to 7,000 or 10,000 steps in a day, too fast, and my body hurt, like my feet hurt, my ankles hurt, and I don't know if anybody, and then I was embarrassed about that because I felt like I really wasn't doing anything. Like, I wasn't like at the gym, I wasn't like super, but I was embarrassed because my body hurt. And I was like, this is not right. Your body shouldn't hurt from doing nothing. I mean, and Heather says she went from active to not at all. So now I do the free workout videos from my cable company. And Siobhan says, until I took my health seriously, I would weekend warrior it. Yeah, there's something. And Tammy says, I've gone from a place of being athletic and super active to now using a walker when I leave the house. A lot of things have happened over the years between, but I long for the fitness I once had. I'm trying to take some baby steps and making some progress. The pain is debilitating and recovery takes a long time, but I'm trying to keep it going. And Dana says, you guys can't see Dana because she has it only to panelists, but sunshine and music are imperative to motivating me to more movement. I think we tend to jump in the deep end instead of walking into the water slowly. Or I think like Tammy's saying, Dana, like, or like I was kind of saying, really having a picture, like not knowing where we are, like, like not knowing now, and having had different times in our life when we were in different places and comparing ourselves now to those places sometimes. Betty says, since I started working from home last month, I walk before work and a few minutes on my lunch break. That's awesome, Betty. Congratulations for that.
Yeah, I think we have a model in our mind that you've got to do certain things in order to be really fit and healthy and active. But I mean, it's those little things that we do that really, I think, make the big difference. And just being conscious and intentional and making some kind of movement a priority, I think all of that's going to be beneficial. And
Tammy says, having a hard time accepting where I am now. My brain wants to jump up and dance and leap through the air, and my body cannot. And Tammy, what that reminded me of is I have an aunt who is, she's had a bunch of health issues, and she's a fitness addict. And like, she walks in her house, she walks with a walker, and she also has a treadmill, and she does 9 miles a day on the treadmill. Well, because her problem is balance. Like, her problem is not, so that when she's in life, she needs the stability of a walker, but the treadmill gives her that stability because she can hang on. So I guess it's kind of like, figuring out creative ways also, like what you can do, what your body can do, and I feel like Yoli was on here. I don't know if any of you saw Yoli Maya stuff, but some of the stretching stuff is also really important. Like, it's not cardio, but if you like, it does give you a lot more sense of, like health and well-being in your body. If you just like open your heart, with your chest muscles and crack your back a little bit, those things are all helpful. Julia says, balance disorder. So having a treadmill with handles would help. And Julia says, I'm also always in pain. I try to use some TheraBands, but I'm still not consistent. Need more motivation. Yeah, I think probably some of the best motivation is if the pain abates a little bit, like, and that's what I'm trying to do, is figure out like, what can I do that's not gonna make me ache at night necessarily, but that will get the, and Yoli was talking about like just bouncing. I don't know if I'm stealing your thunder, Tunja.
No, I want to hear this.
But bouncing and getting interstitial spaces, like getting the fluids going in your body. Like that's something that probably a lot of us can do. And it really helps energize you without necessarily having to like, compete in anything or put pressure on anything. So.
And then when you think about the components of fitness, I think sometimes we always just think about doing a lot of cardio or using some weights or things like that. But when you talk about flexibility and balance and all of those things, they all join together to help you become a fit person. You've got to have all those different components. And I think we overlook them sometimes and just think about, well, I've got to get out there, I've got to run, I've got to lift weights, I've got to do all that. So.
Yeah, my mom, I'll just share with my mom, like I just saw her for the first time in I think I saw her for the first time since my dad died in November. And she looks great. Like she's 80 years old, but she looks great. And she started exercising every day. She started walking, and she lives in a warm climate. So most of the year she can go up to the pool in where she lives. There's like a retirement community kind of place, and there's a swimming pool because it's Florida. And she goes up with a noodle, and she just like kind of does her stretching and her like moving, like she runs in place in the pool, which really is good because there's no pressure on her joints,
Yeah, water workouts are really good when you were trying not to put too much pressure on your joints. Yes, most definitely. So
yeah, and he says it's like a double-edged sword, that pain makes it harder to move, but moving makes it hurt more. And then they tell us that moving will eventually decrease the pain, right? And Heather says stretching helps with your circulatory system, moving blood and oxygen throughout your body. Yep, Heather, and that's what this does too. That like just like shaking. It kind of gets the fluids moving through your body and oxygen moving throughout your body.
Right. So we have to, kind of start small. We have to be kind of gentle with ourselves and start small. Even if it's just incorporating 5 minutes into your day, start with something like that. And then, as the weeks go on, add to it because your body needs time to adapt. You have to be gradual with it. So start small. And then you also need to set some goals for yourself. Decide, what do you want out of this? Is it something about, well, I just really want to do some good heart health activities? Is it, well, I just really want to improve my muscles and my bones? Do I need to become more flexible, improve my balance? Decide on your goals. And you got to also think, when can I do it? I mean, our schedules are so busy, you have to fit some time in. And I think also a lot of times people are thinking, I've got to get it all done in one time. I need to carve out 1 hour to work out or 30 minutes. And you don't really have to do that. You can create chunks of movement throughout your day, and it'll still accomplish the same kind of goal. So if you can't get it done in one time, create pockets of time throughout the day where you can get moving. And then think about
Dana says, I heard something from a martial arts instructor that you should sit on the floor every day for some time. Years ago, this was. And I thought he was crazy. But as I've gotten older, I realized that the simple act of being flexible enough to get onto the floor, sit comfortably, and get up again really is a good indication of your overall flexibility and balance. Sometimes it really is just that simple.
Exactly. That's 100% right. That's 100% right. And you've got to think about where you're going to do it and all the things that you need. And you've got to make sure that your goals are realistic and they're reasonable. And in goal setting, you got to make a plan, because if you don't have a plan, procrastination or life kind of gets in the way. So it's important to plan ahead of time as well. What are you going to read? Are you reading the comment? Going to read a comment?
I am reading the comments. And achievable. Julia says, SMART goals, they have to be achievable too, like not unrealistic. And Tammy's agreeing with Dana that she should have made herself sit on the floor every day, but now if she gets on the floor, she struggles and may need help getting up. Yeah, that's true, Tammy.
And it takes time. Flexibility can be increased.
That's true. That's what I was thinking too. It's like, it's not easy for me to get up from the floor, but like if I if I strategically sit on the floor near the sofa, I can pull myself up that way, like you gotta start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere, and you got to work on it. Practice makes better. Might not make perfect, but it makes better. Yeah. And I think it's important to have some kind of accountability. I think you have to say some things out loud. When you come up with goals or things you want to improve in your life, it's always good to have some kind of accountability. It's good to recruit a buddy, share it with your family, share it with your friends, put it on social media that you're getting ready to, start a new routine, or you've set some goals for yourself so that, people can check you on it when you're not doing it, or you have, you're less likely to cheat when it comes to your goals that you set. And, one other thing I like to say, like when you're doing activities, when you're incorporating a buddy into your activities, your buddy doesn't have to physically be there. You can have a workout buddy who's in one place and you're another place, and you both can share when you're working out, or if you're working out at the same time, you can pull out that smartphone and you can FaceTime each other, or you can talk on the phone during that time. All those different things help with your accountability. It gives you that support and that encouragement to keep on moving. I think we have several comments, Kathy.
Yeah, well, we said SMART goals. Marissa says SMART goals are a great way to accomplish goals because they're realistic and hold you accountable. And Tammy says she used to be her mantra to dance like no one's watching. Now she can't take it literally, but she can still use it figuratively. And Heather's 3-year-old dances with her.
Oh, great. So just a segue with her 3-year-old dancing with her, make it a family affair. I mean, having your own personal fitness or movement goals is good, but it's good to make it a family thing. And if you've got family in the house with you, take some time together, maybe go on a walk before dinner or after dinner. Choose outings that are maybe incorporate some type of movement in them. And if you go on a vacation, instead of just lying on the beach, why don't you take a walk on the beach and collect things on the beach to kind of get yourself moving? Do some playing outside. I mean, make it simple, make it easy, make it fun so that you can stick with it. And I think the beauty of making it a family affair is, you're an example to your children about moving. So they'll be aware that, this is something that is important and I need to do. And, family's doing it. So you can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. And dance like no one's looking. Dancing. I love dancing. I think people need to find activities that they enjoy doing. And I think when you find activities that you enjoy doing, you'll stick with them. And they don't seem like much of a chore. And dancing is one of them. It boosts your endorphins. It's good for your muscles. It burns a lot of calories. You don't have to necessarily learn a new dance. You don't have to necessarily learn line dancing or salsa dancing. You can just rev up some music and you can dance. So we've got in our next video, I hope everybody is ready to do a little bit of dancing and moving, just a little bit, and you know your level.
And let me just say that if you can't stand up and dance, you can dance in a chair.
Right.
You can use your, you can not necessarily, you can move it, you can move. So that's why I would encourage anybody with mobility issues that if you don't want to make yourself feel bad, you want to make yourself feel good,
Exactly. You know your body, listen to your body. And we're just going to watch this quick video from Sean T on the Wendy Williams show. So I'm ready when you guys are ready.
change and it's time to work out. Pop divas are in the best shape because they get full body workouts while performing on dancing, stages and stuff like that. Jennifer Lopez and Beyonce and all them, perfect examples. Here to show us how to dance our way to great bodies is celebrity trainer Shaun T.
What up? What's up,
Yes.
Wendy? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So people love to work out, but sometimes they don't want to do push-ups and jumps and all that stuff. And my girl Serena Williams, y'all know Serena. Serena, even though she's the best athlete in the world, she likes to dance to work out. And I had an opportunity to dance with her at her pool, and we were going for it, and we were doing
Nice.
because it's fun, and a lot of people don't want to think about, size is the end of exercise. So you don't want to think about doing push-ups. You want to feel like you're out at a party at the club getting in, like, whoa.
Okay, so tell us about your size workout.
So again, size is the end of exercise. I wanted people to just have a good time, not think about working out, think about dancing. And so with size, you burn calories, you get your heart rate up, but it's all in fun. And what happens is I take you through different routines. It starts off easy, and then I gradually get more intricate.
I watch the infomercial. Don't you watch the infomercial?
It's on all the time.
Even if you just lay in the bed and let him do all the work, don't you watch?
And you can burn calories that way too.
Perfect.
No. But so it's fun, and at the end, Size It Up is all about learning the routine and then dancing to popular music. Like we have songs like Lose My Breath, See a Chandelier, Pass That Dutch. We have all these songs that you dance to at the end, and it's fun, and you get results without even thinking about it. So,
okay, let's get started.
let's get started. But first, I need everyone in the audience to stand up.
Oh, perfect.
Stand
Get
up.
involved
We
there.
gotta get involved.
Okay.
So you hear that beat? You hear that beat?
What are we doing?
First thing I'm gonna do is get your heart rate up a little bit. But I tell people everybody can dance. Do something you do every day, and every day y'all be like, how you doing? How you doing? Y'all, come on, how you doing? Push it down. Yes. Go, Wendy. Push it down.
Okay.
There it is. So something like this will get your heart rate up, right? And then we got something like called Drive the Car. Drive the Car. Hey, y'all better get low. Get low, Wendy. Come on.
Oh, not too low.
Not
my
too
knees.
low.
Ow.
Then
not
I got
too,
something.
Not too low. Ow.
This is working your abs, it can work your legs. Then we got something called the high-low. Here, you take it up and down. Come on. Y'all better get it. Come on. Take it up and down. My last move is called the yes. Look, it goes yes, 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 yes. Now this is working your legs, your hips, everything. All right, so check it out. Turn up the music. We're gonna put it together.
Okay.
Are you ready? Come on, 5, 6, 5, 6. How you doing, y'all? How you doing? How you doing, y'all? How you doing? Drive the car, y'all. Come on, drive it. High, low. Take your hands up high. Take it down low. And take it down low. Go low. Yes, 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 yes. One more time. How you doing, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
Okay, you're right.
Come on, how you doing? You got it?
Got it.
Here we go. Ready? Up, drive the car, y'all. And drive, and drive, and drive. High, low. Take it up, and down. Yes. Get ready for the yes, y'all. Like yes, 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 yes.
I love you, man.
I love you too.
These are some great dance moves. Studio audience, you want to work out like the stars? Yeah. You're all going home with Shaun T's Size Workout DVD. Thank you so much for being here again. For more information on
I'm sorry, you will not go home with the Size Workout DVD by Shaun T. You can always order it. Okay. Well, I mean, just some physical activities by just dancing. Just put on your favorite song. You do not have to have a choreographed script. You can have any type of music you like and just enjoy the music. And it gets your heart rate going, and it's a great form of exercise. Another thing you can do is try challenges. I know sometimes we have the different challenges. If you want to incorporate different exercises in your life and you're not really used to doing them, you might want to do a sit-up challenge, a push-up challenge, a jumping jack challenge, a jump rope challenge. Any of those challenges can help you along your fitness path. Also, track your progress. Some people like to use their smartphone technology to chart their progress, and some people might want to use just old paper and pen and just identify, just check off every day that you're working out, so that you can be aware of the days that you got it in and then the days that you didn't. Also, get to stepping. I think we talked earlier about walking, and walking, it's pretty much recommended for almost everybody. It's a great way to prevent and manage a lot of health conditions. It improves your mood. It helps you burn fat. It helps you lose weight. It's a really good free activity. It has very few negative side effects, and you can do it almost anywhere. So walking is something that I think that everybody could try to incorporate into their workouts. You know, they say you should get what, 10,000 steps a day, Kathy, which is the equivalent of 5 miles.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, I looked into that, and there's like a Japanese walking club like 20 years ago put that out there. There's really no like scientific thing behind 10,000 steps. It's just like, it just caught fire. Right. So I would say, like, I mean, I'm telling you, like, I got my Fitbit back. I had a Fitbit and I was in really better shape when I had a Fitbit, and I got a new Fitbit. And I think the goal is just to increase the number of steps that you get every week, not even every day. But like, if you start out and it's like tracking your steps and you're getting like 4,000 steps a day on average, then you try to get it to 5 next week or to 6 next week, and then, you know, like if you're doing 10,000, then you try to get it to 12,000 or 15,000, you know? So it's just like, you know, keeping it going and finding what's sustainable. Everybody liked the video, or not, or a lot of people liked the video. That was great, fun, laughing out loud.
Well, yeah, it's all about setting goals, and, you know, piggybacking on what you were saying about those fitness trackers. I've got mine right here. I changed the band because I think the band's a little bit cuter, the one I ordered from Amazon. But I mean, it's not the fancy one, it's the basic one. And my whole purpose is to just make me aware of when I'm sitting down too much, because it'll remind me, hey, you've got X number of steps to go this hour, you've been sitting too long. And also just to kind of make me aware of how much movement I'm doing every day. And that's my sole purpose. Now, I know some people have the fancy schmancy ones that do everything, hint, hint. And
doing a Blake Shelton thing here.
I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it, Kathy. Tell me about the fancier fitness trackers and what they can.
I got myself a fancy fitness tracker as a gift, as an investment in my fitness. And what do I like about it? It does everything. Like, there's just nothing it doesn't do. And it actually helps you track, like, it tracks different parts of your sleep, like how well you're sleeping. It tracks like your heart rate and your heart rate while you're sleeping, your heart rate while you're awake, your resting heart rate. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure how much more it does than what yours does, like what the basic ones does, but I feel good wearing it. And that's part of it. It's just like jewelry. You know, I don't wear jewelry, so it's kind of like my jewelry. Wearing a cute workout set also motivates you to keep going. It's like sometimes like buying a pair of shoes, like before you start walking, like, or doing something, just buying a nice pair of shoes makes you come and feel like that's, you know, you're getting in the mode. It's like, how do you know yourself, how do you get in the mode? How do you get yourself to the place where you're going to be doing more?
Right. Anything you can do to set yourself up.
It tells me stress. It tells me how I'm doing in terms of how I'm managing stress, looking at physiological features, you know, like, and factors, and telling me how I'm doing with stress.
Wow.
But I'm telling you, like, but when I had it before, the reason I stopped wearing it is because I could get really obsessive with it, like, and like really start focusing on every little thing and tracking every little thing and beating myself, using it to beat myself up. One of my yoga teachers said, like, you know, probably other people have said this too, you know, if you're into beating yourself up, then you can find a hammer anywhere. You know,
wow,
like,
that is
so
worse
it's kind of
than-
like that. So now my relationship with it is different. I'm using it like you're talking about, Tunja. It's just like, it's there, you know, and it's an accountability thing, but I'm not like, if I, like my mom, my sister and my mom were here and we ate a little bit more than together than we probably any of us eat when we're separately. And I just didn't worry about it. Like I relaxed on the tracking and I just like didn't worry about it. And I get back to it now, you know? So I don't know.
I totally agree. That's the reason why I don't have a fancy one, Kathy, because that's too much information for me, overload, and I would be a little bit obsessive compulsive related to work, to everything I did. So I'm trying to stick with the $60 fitness tracker that tells me the bare minimum. But there's also apps out there for those people who, you know, need a little bit more. So this next slide will have a video that's going to tell us more about some of the different types of apps out there that can help you with your fitness routine. So we're going to let that go.
So you've probably been using your phone a lot more lately, especially now that you're working from home. However, are you using it in the most healthy way that you possibly can? Well, in this video, I'll be sharing my top 4 health and fitness apps that are literally the best fitness apps that you can have, especially if you're working from home. If it's your first time here, I make videos on the best tech and tips to help you live a more hype life. And if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So the first app is the Nike training app. This app is made by Nike and I love this app. One of the specific reasons why is because of the fact that you can basically customize your workout. Not only can you choose what muscle group, whether it's upper body, lower body, core, butt, whatever it is that you want to focus on, you could choose it. You can also base it off of your time availability. So if you think about it, if you only have 20 minutes in between like a meeting and you want to get something in, you can actually do that and choose 20 minutes. And then lastly, it goes by the amount of equipment that you have. So you can either do body weight and no equipment, lightweight, or you have a full-fledged gym. The second thing I love is that you actually have a person showing you how to do the exercises. It's not live, but it's a real person who's showing you correct form, and it's like really, really cool that they do that throughout the whole entire workout. And the last thing I love is actually the premium feature. I don't use it, I've done the trial before, but it's basically a 6 to 8 week program that you can choose, whether it's like improving your flexibility, your strength, getting a little bit more toned, but you can go do a 6 to 8 week program that's very customized based off of what you have available to you. My second favorite app, and I've actually talked about it before, is MyFitnessPal. MyFitnessPal is extremely, extremely helpful to understand what your intake looks like. Now that I've been tracking my food since working from home, I've actually noticed that my diet has totally changed and totally shifted from when I was working. I basically was just eating whatever was on hand, and I wasn't really thinking about nutrition. I was just thinking about access. Tracking that through MyFitnessPal, I was able to see what I was doing wrong and how I could turn it around. And then another great feature of MyFitnessPal is they have a huge library of different foods and its search function. So basically, I've literally gone to different restaurants in New York City and they've had them in there. You could scan barcodes at a grocery store. You're gonna basically find whatever it is that you need to find at MyFitnessPal. My third favorite app is called Sworkit. It is an ab-specific workout app, and wow, it's really, really good. If you think about it, if you're sitting at a desk all day, especially if working from home, you're gonna put a lot of strain on your lower back. And the best way to support that is to have a really strong core. And this app, they separate the workouts between ab specific. They also have something that's more core focused, which is something I actually recommend to a lot of you. And then finally, you also have the absolute abs, which basically covers both, which is doing core as well as abs. And that's the one that I typically do the most. You can basically set it to the specific time that you want to. So whether it's like 5 minutes or 8 minutes or 10 minutes, what I like to do is I started from like 4 minutes, and then each week I would progress it by about 30 seconds to a minute. And then now I'm around like 9 minutes, 10 minutes, but it's just super cool how you could do that and you can actually see how you're progressing. My fourth favorite fitness app, and one that I think is very severely underrated is my Auto Sleep or Sleep Watch app. It's super important to understand how you are sleeping each night because that leads to the amount of energy you have the next day as well as how productive you are the next day. So one of the main things I love about this app is the fact that you can actually see the different levels of sleep, whether you're in deep sleep, light sleep, if you had interrupted sleep, were you restless, it goes through all of those. You could see based off of the different time frames what level you are at, and this is super helpful to understand if you're getting really good quality sleep. Another feature that I really love is the fact that it will alert you when you should start getting ready for bed. So something I've been starting to do is actually keeping my phone away from me at my desk and turning off all the lights, turning off any type of blue lights, and reading before I go to bed. And what that does is it helps my body just to relax and get ready to go to sleep. And I think that's just super, super useful, especially when we think about apps nowadays. We need apps that give us that next step. It's great to understand how much weight we're lifting. It's great to understand like where we stand, how much sleep we're getting, but really that next level insight is what we need. It's basically having a health coach in your pocket. Question of the day, what is your favorite health and fitness app that you have on your phone? Let me know in the comments below because you never know. You might know something that somebody doesn't or something that I didn't clarify, so please put it in the comments below. I hope this video was extremely helpful. If it was, go ahead and pound that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you later. You already know, embrace the hype. Woo!
Hey,
I
I think
think he was asking what was the name of the third app he mentioned. I thought it was Absolute Abs. Is that right?
it's Sworkit. Sworkit. Oh, I have to spell it. SWORKIT. Sworkit. Yes. That's it.
Okay.
Sworkit. And so for those people who don't really necessarily want to get a fitness trainer, they might want to add some fitness apps to their telephone that can do some of the same things, or it can provide any different types of guidance when it comes to any kind of individual workouts, and it can be customized to your needs, your time, your abilities. So great. Another thing you can do is prep for an event. I know, a lot of events are starting to occur again. There've been a lot of virtual events like 5Ks and 10Ks and all that. Well, that might be something that you want to, create a plan to work towards. And races aren't just for runners. Most events welcome walkers too. So whether you're a fast walker or you're a slow walker, you can train for a 5K, or you can maybe, if you're already at a point where you can do a 5K walking, you might want to go ahead and try to implement a couch to 5K thing, or just kind of add more running to your walking. But no matter what, I tell people all the time, they say, I want to do a 5K, I want to do a 10K, but I don't run. I'm like, you don't have to run. You just have to get out there and walk. And that's all you have to do. You can train as much as you like to increase your speed and time, but that's something that you can do.
I know there's also like, I know people some years ago, but like for marathons, if you want to train for a marathon or a half marathon, there were here, like for the AIDS run, there were groups, that would take you through like a 12-week program before the marathon. And it was something like for social vitality as well, because you meet people, doing that stuff. And there's also meetups like that, like the app Meetup, where you can meet up with people to walk or meet up with people to, I don't know, during COVID. I know my son does meetups like soccer meetups,
Yeah, they've got all kind of walking groups. And I know I did get an idea from someone. They said that, walking your dog. And if you don't have a dog, you can volunteer at an animal shelter and be a dog walker. So that you can get some exercise. You can help an animal, and then you can get your exercise in at the same time. So walking clubs, training clubs, because they usually have weekly runs or walks doing that for the training club. So those would be great activities too.
Jane says prepping for events works for her.
Yeah, it really works for me because it gives me that motivation because I'm trying to reach that goal. Otherwise, my goal might go on and on and on with my time frame. But when you've got an event specific goal, then you kind of kick it up a notch. And then if you're not comfortable with being around people, there are so many virtual options to those 5Ks. Like they have 5Ks where you've got a date and they say, hey, you can go to your local park, your track, you can track your distance in your neighborhood wherever you do it. So you've got a lot of options, virtual and in person. And try something new. Try a new sport. Try another activity that involves moving around. And like one of my last tips is to maximize your wait time. How often do you wait for the microwave to prepare your food? How long do you just stand there and brush your teeth without moving? How long do you sit in front of the computer? How long do you talk on the telephone? Why don't you try to incorporate some type of physical activity into that wait time? I would love for people in the chat to put down some activities that they are doing or would like to do during a few-minute wait time. Kathy, do you do anything?
Well, this is an easy one because I remember when I used to, like, whenever I took a call, like for work or whatever, just walk, while I'm talking on the phone. Like, 'cause mostly my calls are on my cell phone anyway. So even if I'm walking around the house or when we were in the office, it was like we had an office that there were we didn't really have very much private space. So when I would get on a call, I would go out into the hallway and there were some big rooms we were in kind of a lofty place and I would walk around with my cell phone. So that's one thing.
That's
and also
great.
at the gas pump, there's also like, just moving at the gas pump. And Betty says she walks in place when I'm at my desk throughout the day. Yeah, I would do that, like watching TV. Also, like if I didn't get back in the day when I was doing my, religiously getting my 10,000 steps, if I didn't have it by the time it got dark, and I would put on the TV and I would just like walk in place during the TV.
Exactly.
And Tammy says she used to do that all the time. I do standing leg lifts to the side and back, counter push-ups, crunches, jumping jacks. Cooking gave me lots of time for those things.
Oh, wow. That's great. So we're going to give everybody one more opportunity to do something like that. A commercial break. I love watching TV. So, a commercial break usually lasts about 4 minutes. I want everybody in their mind to determine what exercise or combination of exercises or movements that you want to do. And we're going to watch this snippet of some of the top Super Bowl commercials from this year. It's going to be about 4 minutes. So you can have some seated exercises, some standing exercises, some cardio. You can have a combination with some body weight exercises, anything you want to do. So select your exercise and we're getting ready to roll the commercial. So I want you to exercise throughout this or move throughout this commercial. Okay. All right.
And we're back. 2020, man, that was a great year. Not.
We'll see you on the big bowl.
The gigantic bowl.
Totally legal.
Yeah, completely legal.
Lately, I haven't been feeling quite like myself.
Did you drive here or did you travel by fax?
There's got to be a way to get back.
I've fallen in love. God knows.
Doritos, now in 3D.
Dad, it's the red one.
I know.
The other red one.
I know.
Feeling good, like I should.
He still got it.
Hey, Travolta's, don't be tickety-talking on my grass.
Wet around here.
That's a mighty fine pair of boots. Let's get them boots. I'll make payment 1, 2, 3. I'll make payment 4.
Really? Did you steal my Cheetos again? tell him it wasn't you.
But I caught you at the counter.
Wasn't me.
Saw you snacking on the sofa.
Wasn't me.
You even had him in the shower.
It wasn't me.
I even caught you on camera.
You the one who granted access to your snacks. Don't talk surprised that she sneak behind your back. You gotta keep tabs before she empty that bag. Let's review the situation. Orange fingers, red flag.
Oh, no, I thought I just ordered tacos.
Nope. Sushi, ramen,
Burgers, tandoori chicken.
some milk from the store, and
And let me guess, cookies?
Wow, me hungry.
Yeah.
I promise I will not eat any more of your friends.
really?
Okay, it might happen one more time.
But in a world where most things seem real, sometimes they're not.
Cheeto.
Man, get off my boat.
That's fair.
New Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer is real, and it tastes that way.
You have to watch Jason Alexander hoodie.
It looks clean to me.
Is it though?
Hey, that's my face. You can't just wear my face.
My mom told me to say I'm sorry.
Give me back my face.
Patrick Stewart. Yes, it was I who summoned you all here.
But why?
Don't you see? This is a metaphor for how we're all streaming on Paramount Plus now.
Bingo, genius.
What are we supposed to do up here?
We dance.
Sure, let's make it weirder.
Patrick Stewart, you crazy for this one.
Isn't this delightful?
This is the story of a boy with scissors for hands. No, not that one.
Edgar, you're gonna be late.
This one. My son, Edgar.
Bye, sweetie. Open. Go.
And Edgar drove off into the sunset. But don't worry, he still makes it home in time for dinner. Occasionally.
Okay. That seemed like a long time, didn't it, Kathy?
Ah, it was okay. Jody says she oftentimes will walk up and down my stairs during a commercial.
Okay, that's good. I wish people would put in the chat box some of the things that they did over the course of the time. I am too. I did today's a leg day. So I did squat, all different types of squats. So I'm exhausted too. But I just have one more.
My body felt tight, so I did some walking in place and some. I just mixed it up.
That's fine. That's fine. So we have one last video, and we won't be able to watch the whole thing, but if we maybe play 2 minutes of it, I think, Kathy, you've become a fan of.
I like her, the eccentrics lady.
Yes, Miranda White. She does eccentrics and aging backwards. And, she focuses on things that people can do no matter what age they are so that they can be healthier and happier and more flexible and gentle with their body so their body will age gracefully.
Julie
So
says she crisscrossed her legs and hands at the same time and did bicycle from the chair. And Betty says she did multiple things, jogged in place, stretching, danced.
Awesome.
And Laura says she did legs and arm crisscross.
Fabulous. Getting it in, people. Fabulous. So we'll just take the last few minutes. If anybody wants to participate, this is going to be gentle. If you like to participate, do what you can. And we're only going to watch Kathy maybe a minute or two because our time will be up. So we'll just do a little bit of eccentrics. This particular workout is for your bones.
Nice.
All right. I'm ready when you all are.
This is a mini workout to protect your bones and keep them strong and vibrant. So we're going to start off with reaching the arms to the ceiling. Now, these arm reaches, what they're doing is that they're pumping blood into your bones. force of gravity is pulling, forcing the blood down. Now we're going to go into arm exercises. So you're going to push against an invisible weight with the underneath and the wrists, and you're going to force down. Now your arms are sufficient weights to stress the bones of your spine right now and your arm bones. Now you're going to pump back, the same thing. We're not flinging, you're pumping, you're controlling the movement. So this is contracting the muscles, strengthening the muscles, and strengthening the bone at the same time. The arm bones, the spine bones twist up and lift up. Now you're going to imagine that you're throwing a ball. So throw a ball towards the front of the room. So catch it, throw it, catch it. But while you're doing this, don't bend your elbows. So this is going to work right through your fingers and your wrists to work the bones of your fingers and your wrists, but it's still working through the shoulders and the spine. Now we're going to go a diagonal. So these diagonal arms stress the spine even more. You're using the arms as weights and you're stressing your spine because you're bending over, which means the spine has to work. So the bones of your spine are working. Now we're going to do what's called the...
Nice.
Oh, got us started. And someone asked, her name is Miranda Esman White. Where I live on in Mississippi, she comes on every day on public broadcasting channel, and her TV show is called Eccentrics, Classical Stretch, and you can find her videos on YouTube. She has a web page, so it's Aging Backwards, Classical Stretch, Eccentrics, Miranda Esman White. Great exercises. And that'll do it for me, Kathy.
Wow, thank you so much, Tunga. I know that everybody's very, I feel like it was very valuable to just have this hour with you, just concentrating on movement and taking some time to move. So this week is Physical Vitality Week. Tomorrow is our Physical Vitality Cafe. Encourage anybody who, I don't know, it's probably, they fill up fast. So if you want to go to one of the cafes, you need to sign up in advance. Next slide, Jahira. Feel free to follow us on social media and say what's happening to you in your journey to vitality. Next slide. Tomorrow, as I said, is the Physical Vitality Cafe, and next week is Spiritual Vitality Week. So we'll get started with orienting ourselves to spiritual vitality on Monday. And then Ruben Mabubi will be here on Tuesday. It's an hour-long one, which is essential elements of a daily practice. That's the third installment of the Holistic Protection series. So he's really he's a yogi and a bodyguard and a spiritual teacher and really trained in executive protection. So, and he's going to be talking a lot about the connection between spiritual vitality and a daily spiritual practice and protection. And then Tracy, our artist, our resident artist, will be back to talk about art for everybody, because of course, creativity is part of spiritual vitality. So join us, and next time, whenever your schedule allows, and we'll see you. Thank you very much.